There's opportunity every single moment of your life. At this moment right now, fam, right now in your life, there's conclusions, caps, limitations that you've placed on yourself, right? Worries that you have. You've already solidified certain things about yourself where you live through life, you move through life already solidified, predicting the future because you already assume you know what's going to happen to you based on your priorities, your habits, and the things that you care about. Most people put themselves in a position to not see themselves. They can't see, right? They're blind. They can't really see themselves. They can't really understand themselves. They can't really understand who they actually are outside of the perception they've created for themselves or the limitations that they've placed on themselves. So now one is moving with this mentality of the old into the new. Hope you guys are following. I have this mentality of the old into the new, and I'm making decisions in the new with my old mentality. Now, how does one create any change if one does not put an end to the mentality that they brought into the new, right? So you bring the old mentality into the new and expecting for things to change, all that's going to happen is a repeated cycle, repeated pattern. So if you want change in your life, then you have to die psychologically today and see the world with a fresh mind. You have to see the world through the eyes of a mind that's fresh, that's clear, that's willing to see things differently, that's willing to change the story within itself. Not delusion, right? Delusions differently. You change the story within yourself that has no real touch on reality. It's not based on facts. It's not based on actuality, right? It's based on, oh, this is what I'm just going to think about me, and there's nothing to back it up. So what we're talking about is you understanding yourself and why you are in the current position you are in, and you see this moment as an opportunity to create something new that happens now. It's an opportunity, brand new opportunity right now to see a whole different world, a whole new world, a different version of you, right? Where you start doing the moves in the present moment to get a different result. But you got to be extremely honest with yourself to why you put yourself in this position to begin with. You're in this position you're in, you're like, okay, I'm in this position right now. I'm here. I'm in this position. Why am I in this position? Because of how I seen the world up to this point. The amount of money you make, the moves you make, your habits, your lifestyle, what you prioritize, right? Now think about that. What you prioritize, what you care about, how you do anything is how you do everything. And if right now, family, at this very moment, right now, if you see the world from a different perspective, instantly your life will change. Instant. But for most people, that's hard, right? It's hard to do because they've identified with who they were before. They identify with that. They hold on to that. So to change that, fam, again, you have to see the world with a fresh perspective. And that's literally dying psychologically, saying, okay, I'm going to create something new. This is who I want to be. And this is what I'm going to do from this point moving forward. And I have to understand it. First, understand, fam, this is not a form of just discipline, right? Maybe to change a pattern in the beginning, you're going to force yourself to do some things that you don't want to do, but it's a change in perspective, changing a perspective to get a different result. This is who I want to be. This is where I want to go. And these are the moves that I'm going to make to get there. So it starts now. Starts right this very moment. It's a decision, fam. A decision like no other. It's a real decision to change your life. To say, I'm going to look at all areas of my life and be honest with myself to why I'm in this position, and then take this position and from moment to moment to moment to moment, start looking at your life from a different perspective. Write it down. Write it down. Who do you want to be? Where do you want to go? What do you want to do? Right? You write those things down. And then you start making those decisions that make the most sense. Okay, this version of me will do this. This version of me that I've created, that I wrote down on paper, acts like this from moment to moment to moment. And it's real. It's not an act. It's not fake. It's real because you made a decision. Now, when you start changing your ways, everything around you starts to change. Your relationships start to change. The people around you start to change. You start to see things from a different perspective, right? You're like, whoa, what's going on? Everybody around you looks different. Everything around you, like, I'm growing. I'm outgrowing the people around me. I'm outgrowing the situation I'm in. I'm outgrowing this thing. So when that happens, fam, you got to communicate and be clear on, hey, this is where I'm at now. And now you have to provide value to the people around you in a different way. You would want to take from the people around you. Now you give to the people around you, right? You give more of yourself, give love, give time, connection. You give energy, right? Even uplifting words. Hey, you can do it. You can really make it happen. It's powerful when you are on the climb and you are rebuilding yourself. And then those around you, you see those around you, it's like, okay, those around you, you start to say, okay, cool. Let me bring them up with me, right? Let me bring them up with me. Instead of bringing them down, bring them up with you. Just by a words of encouragement, a text message, a call. Those things keep people in. It's a form of love, right? You're showing love. You're like, listen, I'm growing, and yes, I probably outgrown you, but there's still love there. And that's how you pull people up. You want people to follow. You want people to follow your lead because you are doing what's best for you physically, mentally, emotionally, financially, in all areas of life. So we're not talking about something where you're not doing what's best for you. You're doing what's best for you. And what's best for you is what's best for everyone else. So take responsibility, fam. Take ownership. Create. Be who you want to be. Create who you want to be, right? Write it down. Create it. This is who I want to be. And then do the moves that that person would do in order to get to that point. You reverse engineer the moves that you need to make to get to that point. Make it real. Change your perspective. Die with the old. This is not something that you're playing around with. You are literally saying, I'm going to change how I do things because I want a different result. And I'm going to adapt and adjust to get to that point.